we got turn 1 Aether Vial. Connor graciously letting his opponent read his lands. Now, if you guys are not, if you're not familiar with Connor's deck, you're in for a huge surprise. Yes, that land says enter tapped, and yes, it says it enters with, I believe it's a charge counter. Unfortunately, he just gets wastelanded. So he's now back to turn 1, essentially. And again, we see another tap land, enter 2 charge counters, and pass. Aether Vial is on 1. We see him playing a Mother of Runes. Be drawing. Don't know if he, I believe it keeps it as is, not be upticking. I believe it's a cavern. I assume, I can't say for certain, it might be human named. Again, we don't have audio in there, unfortunately, so we can't hear. Connor playing another one of his tap lands. And I believe you take one of the depletion counters off, and it will be adding 2 mana of the desired color on the lands there. Passing. Keeping Aether Vial on 1. It doesn't look like he has a 3rd land. Okay, there's the Aether Vial. Is that a... Oh, no, he did uptick. My apology. It looks like it is a Recruit the Guard. He goes to find a Thalia, which it looks like he will then be casting and shipping the turn over back, unless he's going to swing first. But again, he might want to have the protection up with his Mother Runes. He does just ship it. Yeah. Connor's gonna be playing. Oh, I do apologize. I will fix that right as we speak here. I see. I have their papers in front of me here, and the T I can now understand it is a J. Thank you, One Shot the Dwarf. Okay, should be okay now. Alright, we see combat. Connor playing a Crystal Vein first turn, and then Wajik going over for a... just for combat there. He's got the mana open. I believe Aether Vial's gone up as well. We see him tapping for 3 to buy his companion, Yorion, which is honestly one of my favorite companions. Very, very strong. I love it. Love it. Played in Pioneer personally, but I'd love to see it in Legacy. Looks like we go for the Otawara on Wagi. Thank you again, among the crowd this time. Wagi. Got it. Ooh, Connor casting Let the Galaxy Burn. It is, I believe it's from the Warhammer. One of the Warhammer precons has Cascade. It will be. It does deal. Waji. Yes, I believe I've got it now. Thank you. I am not the best at names. He's going for the Cascade. This is it, everybody. He's going to be doing the Cascade thing. Now, I believe there might be a boarding party he hits, which, again, has Cascade. Or was that to demonstrate? It might be the creative technique. In which case, essentially does the same thing, except he can also demonstrate it to have his opponent reveal from the top as well. Thank you for the follow among the crowd. All right, so he's representing, I believe, the Cascades. He has, I don't know, he has them all written and ready to go. I believe the blank cards are just showing the stack. So the one facing towards Waji will be his resolution of creative technique, which he will shuffle, reveal the top until he reveals, I believe it's a non-land permanent. And then it will resolve in order of Connor will get his two resolutions of creative technique, and then the Let the Galaxy Burn will resolve. What do we get off of the top for Waji? We've got, looks like a Thalia. I believe he may choose, I will double check, he may choose to cast it. He doesn't necessarily have to. Let me just... yeah, it is, you may cast. So he didn't have to, but yes, he does choose to play the Thalia there. So now Connor will be resolving his copied version of creative technique. Giving Waji the option there to shuffle or to cut. Now, my favorite part of this deck. Oh, off the top, flips an Emrakul. So that'll happen. The best part is he will be. It is a cast, so the cast trigger will happen. He does have to pay an extra mana, I believe. No, he doesn't, because Thalia is non-creature. My apologies, but he will be casting the Emrakul there. And the best part, stack isn't empty. The stack is not empty, which means he's got to move the stack, folks. He has to move the stack and continue. If I was Waji, which if I have not seen this deck and I don't know if Waji has, I would be confused, and I still am. I love the deck that Connor has. Till this day, it's just always a fun thing to see. We see Natali from the newest set, March of the Machines. It's Holly. If everybody's not familiar, in which I myself am familiar, but I want to get it correctly. In which they both reveal the top card until they reveal a non-land. So there's a Solitude there, and then there's a Let the Galaxy Burn, which has Cascade, continues the line, and it's a very fun and pleasing to watch. So yeah, looks like game one goes to Connor. He had the Let the Galaxy, the first one hadn't resolved yet. The second one was just about to Cascade. Connor happened to get the Emrakul. Waji looked like he had a great start. He really did. He had the Wasteland to hit one of the depletion lands. He had, he had the Thalia, the Recruit of the Guard. He had Mother of Ruins. So he was getting there. Unfortunately, this was not fast enough for Connor's depletion lands and Crystal Vein. Going to the sideboard, can we see Waji add anything or cut anything to help him improve this matchup? It does. I do see a very, very funny card that I would love to see happen. He's got a Kozilek in the sideboard. So I think it would be hilarious if Connor were to creative technique, demonstrate, and Waji were to flip a Kozilek, and then Connor were to flip the Emrakul. So what was the card that started the combo? That card was Let the Galaxy Burn. I will pull it up and read it for you, folks. So creative technique is what the deck revolves around, but the reason why he got creative technique, I believe, was off the Cascade of Let the Galaxy Burn. So Let the Galaxy Burn is X5 in red. Comes from a Warhammer Precon. It has Cascade. It says Let the Galaxy Burn deals X damage +2 to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn, which is sure it's relevant in this matchup, but what started it all was this cascading into creative technique, which that says it's demonstrate. 4 colorless and a red. It is a very. I know. Yes, that's a card. It is this deck is it. It takes some reps of watching and playing to understand. Think of it as he's playing Cascade. Like he brought a nice commander deck with no commander playing Cascade. But his Cascade deck wants to win the game off right away. It is not on Moto, unfortunately. Correct. It is not on Moto. The creative technique, please come on to Moto so we can have some more fun. Creative technique, 4 colorless and a red. Sorcery from a commander precon, Strixhaven. Thank you, Aziri. Has demonstrate. So if you demonstrate it when you cast it, you can copy it. But the downside of you copying it is your opponent gets a copy. So what does the card say? Shuffle your library, then reveal cards from the top until you reveal a non-land card. So like we saw, the Thalia over on Waji's side. Exile that card, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. So what happened was, once he hit that, he copied it for himself, and then gave Waji one. Waji then resolves his first, because active player, non-active player, and then does a reverse order resolution. Waji got a Thalia. Connor resolves his, got an Emrakul. And the second time, he got Let the Galaxy Burn. From there, it was kind of, okay, I think Waji sees what's going on here. Yeah, he's basically just done for once he saw the Emrakul cast trigger on the stack. He still has 2 more Cascade triggers. And Let the Galaxy Burn would have wiped Waji's board. Going into game 2, looks like Waji starting off with a Plains, passing over to Connor, who plays a Depletion land. And then he's playing a Spirit of the Labyrinth. So this is a card that is very good against this matchup here. The idea is every spell in your deck costs 5 or more except Creative Technique, and then just about every spell except Emrakul has some form of Cascade on it. Exactly. So all the creatures in the deck that are 5 mana or more have Cascade, so they'll train into each other, eventually guaranteeing to hit a Creative Technique. And then which, essentially the combo starts over again, unless he hits the Emrakul, in which he gets to have the Emrakul cast trigger, and then go from there, and by then, if the opponent doesn't have an answer, it's usually leading in their favor by a lot. So we see Waji going for a Wasteland on one of the depletion lands. I believe it's Shot and Port tapping down the other depletion land. So this is a great start over from Waji's side, actually. He's got a Spirit of the Labyrinth, so he is slowing Connor down. He's got a Rashad and Port to slow down the lands as well. And he managed to Wasteland one of them. Yeah, again, Waji's just double checking the writing on the cards. I have never seen these depletion lands until Connor, who is a friend of mine, showed me the deck. I had no idea what they did, and I was like, oh, that seems kind of bad. Why would you want to land the Endress tapped, has charge or depletion counters, and then gives you 2 mana? I'm like, okay, there's some upside, there's some downside. But then he showed me the deck, and I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. I'm a fan. We do see another Wasteland coming in from Waji's side. Get another depletion land. And he's still got a Rashad and Port to tap down Connor's other land if you'd like. He can go on the beat plan. He does have the Spirit of the Labyrinth there. He's playing another one. That's okay. Yeah, he's going for the beats here. He doesn't Rashad and Port the 1 land, but again, he only has 1. Yeah, Connor's just got to play another land and pass. So this is what Waji wants to be doing. He wants to be slowing down and getting rid of these lands that give Connor a fast start. By fast, I mean it's kind of on curve if you think about it. It's a land entering tap and tapping for 2. Anyway, Connor's down to 8. These spirits, not only do they slow Connor down, they pack a punch. Waji passes, porting down one of Connor's lands and on his upkeep. Connor plays another one. I believe this one is either a gemstone mine or it just could be another depletion land. Oh, we've got a Fury pitching Let the Galaxy Burn. Yeah, that gets rid of that for him. Okay, that slows down Waji there. Now, what's Waji got in his hand and draw to hopefully let them stay in this? So yeah, Waji just double checking to let the galaxy burn. Or is that the that might actually be the Phoenix? That might be one of the Commander Legends Phoenix that has Cascade. Apologies. That is Aurora Phoenix. Yeah. Thank you again for the correction. It is the Aurora Phoenix that has the Cascade. I just saw the fire flame from this side, and I just thought it was let the galaxy burn. But yes, correction. It is the Aurora Phoenix. Thank you. He's tapping 3. Looks like it's a Flicker Wisp. Trigger, he is bouncing a Plains, which makes sense because he's got the Rashad import. And shipping the turn. So again, Waji's on that beat plan. Upkeep, tap a land. Connor's drawing. I think what Connor needs right now is a Crystal Vein, because it doesn't enter untapped. He can sack it for 2 colorless. Issue is, I don't know if he has a red source other than the one that is currently being tapped every time. Connor taking 3, down to 5. He's got 2 turns left. Waji's going to play the safe plan. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to pass and keep hitting you, and I'm going to tap all your lands. Well, 2 of them, but... Connor in a bit of a sticky situation here. There's the Crystal Vein. He passes. Unfortunately, doesn't have the correct mana, maybe not even the correct Cascade spells in his hand. Old Reliable, swing for 3, and looks like he's probably just going to Rashad import again on upkeep, unless he's got something else. A Caracas. Interesting enough, this is not bad against Emrakul. There is also another tech card in Connor's deck, which I don't think has been revealed yet to Waji, which this would help against. And he wraps it up. He's got nothing, unfortunately. The Rashad imports, the Wastelands, the Spirits, slowed Connor down enough that Waji was able to sneak in, take game 2, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game 3. And let's go. Yeah, I know. Yep, this is a close one. I'm excited. Like both players got a good game in so far. Going into game 3, let's see if we can talk about sideboards for a minute here. We've got, what do we got for Connor? We got 4 Ley Lines, 4 Fury, Leyline of the Void, 4 Fury, 2 Torpor Orb, 2 Defense Grid, 2 Null Rod, and a Consigned Oblivion. I mean, we could see maybe Null Rod coming for like a Mother Ruins. It's not going to be the biggest effect there. Torpor Orb maybe as well. Furies definitely, so we can help clear the board out for these creatures that are slowing him down, like Dahlia and Spirit. And it's probably the best he's got there in terms of this matchup. Over on Waji's side, what do we got? Let's see. Got a Peacekeeper. I'm a fan of that card. Double Wasteland, double Port is pretty good against a deck with 2 mana lands. Yeah, mana lands, yes. Exactly. Like that's exactly what Waji wants to be seeing. If he can get that again this game and Connor's not able to go fast enough, it'll be rough for Connor. But we do have a Surgical over from Waji. So technically, if he gets a Surgical here, he might be able to time it well enough that it helps him here. Peacekeeper, again, I'm a fan of there. As it enters, he can exile a card from Connor's hand. As long as he has a Peacekeeper, he can pay 2 more. Kozilek, I believe, would come in because, why, if you're going to free cast, why not try to get it off the top? If Connor is not going to demonstrate. Otherwise, it's not the worst card to put in. Grafdigger's Cage. Let me double check the wording on that one before I speak too soon. Digger's Cage. Oh yeah. Creature cards, engravers, and libraries can enter the battlefield. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a judge. I believe Aziri in the chat is, if he's still here. Does Digger's Cage work with the cascading of the creatures to be cast? Because it says creatures can't enter from the library. I know they're being exiled to cascade and then they can cast it that way. I don't know if that goes around the graph diggers or not. Oh, but the second part of it does say players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries, which I believe that's how the cascade works. Starting off, Connor's got a land passing, where Waji's got an Aether Vial passing. Connor drawing. Playing, it won't stop because they get exiled. Yeah, so that was that. That was that. That's what I was thinking. Thank you, Anton. Playing a depletion land, and I think he passes. Aether Vial goes to 1. We see Rashad Import. Okay, this is not a bad start from Waji. In the tank here, thinking, does he want to tap his lands? Does he want to use his mana? There's a Thalia. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Does hurt Connor, but if he gets enough of this fast lands out, like a Crystal Vein again, he doesn't have to have it enter tapped. Might be able to help him. There's a depletion land, and it says go. Aether Vial looks like it's going to 2. Drawing. It looks like I may have seen Flicker Whips over on Waji's side. Swing for 2. Looks like he's going to be taking the safer route of using the port on upkeep. Tapping down one of his lands. And then which Connor will be going to draw. I believe another depletion land, and Connor will be passing. Spirit of the Labyrinth entering with a Vial. So this is, again, not what we want to see for Connor's side there. That does not help Connor at all. But over on Waji's side, that's exactly what he wants to see. Yeah, that Aether Vial is just letting him sneak in those creatures. There's a Wasteland. Hitting one of the depletion lands. Okay, this is what we were hoping for Waji's side and worried about for Connor's side. So this could be a replay of game 2 where Waji was just wastelanding 2 of his depletion lands and then Rashad importing the other 2. So Connor was kind of not getting there for mana. Upkeep again, tapping one of the lands. Now, even if Connor did have the mana this turn, he still has to watch out for that Spirit of the Labyrinth. We see, I think it's a Recruiter of the Guard. Let me just double check here. Yeah, Recruiter of the Guard looks like it's coming in with the Vial, and he's going to find, I believe, a Flicker Wisp. Connor, just wanting to double check the wording on Flicker Wisp. Now, Waji's got a very strong board state here. He's got what, 3, 5. He's got a lot of power on board. So Connor's gonna have to find something quick, or he might just die to combat in a couple turns. Untapping. Going for a draw. Might have been a Surgical. Can't quite tell. Or it could have been a Plains, actually, because of the border. And he's just going straight to combat. Take the safe route here. Looks like Connor, unfortunately, has, I think, 1 turn left because the Vial... If that Vial's on 4, it might be a little bit rough. Oh, he's got an Otawara. Oh, it looks like he might be trying to Otawara the Thalia there. Yeah. Does that mean he might try to go for it this turn? Rashad Import is still open on Waji's side. We see the Flicker Wisp enter, though, with the Aether Vial, saying, hey, bounce one of your lands. Thank you very much. And then he's going to Rashad Import the other one. believe Waji still does have lethal on board. Thank you for the follow. Shay D. Connor's in a rough spot here. He's got 2 man at his disposal plus land for turn, but he's like dead on board at the moment. Got him on the ropes. Yeah, for sure, Mong. He does have him on the ropes. He's got lethal on board. Got it. Good game, and it goes to Waji. Death and taxes does get there.